The Gina and Maddie podcast.
Look, I've been doing this menopause thing and so happy to talk about it on radio because I think the generation before me just didn't talk about it and it was kind of just, hush. And there's so much we can learn. So if you're new to menopause or perimenopause, this can help you identify the symptoms because there's no blood test that you can take that tells you you're in perimenopause, which is kind of it's coming. So here, this is a test that can help you. If you are any of the 7 dwarves of menopause, let me tell you their names. Itchy, bitchy, sweaty, sleepy, bloated, forgetful, and my favourite, psycho. If you can see yourself as maybe one of those, maybe you've got the menopause coming.
And it's not you that's whistling while you work. If someone else is whistling while they work and it's annoying you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your husband breathing weird? So I'm happy to share my journey and I'm hoping we can make talking about it more normal, basically. So we learnt last time I mentioned this, how important sleep is for us. You try for at least 8 hours sleep a night because if you're not getting enough sleep, your body's producing cortisol, which can help you not lose weight. And what can happen typically in menopause is you're going to get some weight around your tummy sometimes. So sleep like a champion. Now I'm really, and it's not easy, and try, if you can, really prioritize sleep. I am getting to feel so much better on a good diet and the right vitamins. So my doctor did a blood test and she tested my hormones and could see what I was lacking in. And she also tested which vitamins I'm missing. And with those vitamins and the right hormones and the right amount of hormones, Maddie, I haven't felt this good, I reckon, for 10 years.
Wow.
I feel so good. I went to see a...
Can I say, and I know it's about how you feel and it's not about the surface level stuff as well, but I don't want to embarrass you either, but not only are you feeling good, but there's been like your skin, your hair, you are looking fantastic, and it's not only us, but we've had guests that are regular guests that come into the studio who have also commented and go, wow, what have you been doing? Because you look fantastic.
Thank you. Well, what's going hand in hand with what, and I see Dr. Shauna Watts, who's amazing because she's a GP, but she specialises in women's health. And it's just the combination of everything, because I'm eating well again and, like I said, I've got the right skincare now. And just basically, I think you get to this age and you spent your whole life so far looking after everybody else and you let everything go by the wayside. You might not be doing a good skincare routine because you've got time to do that because you're dropping kids to school and making lunches and all those things. And you might have left exercise go because there's no time for you. You're making sure everyone else is eating well and you may not eat well yourself. So I think it's a combination of all that and is making me feel so good. And a diet is really important. I hadn't realised what a big difference diet can make. So I've seen a dietitian who's explained really up the protein. Protein's a bit of a buzzword right now, but up the protein for a lot of reasons. And for me, I am losing some kilos, which I'm really happy about as a result of all of this. Because what happens in menopause, Maddie, is the old me, if you put chocolate or a croissant in front of me, would be like, no, that's won't make me feel great, and I've got the willpower not to have that because the old me was on stage and was very careful with all that stuff and never put on weight. But menopause goes, meh, give me the chocolate, meh, give me the cheese. It's like
eat your feelings.
Yeah, I'd like to look good, but geez, I'd rather eat that. And menopause did that to me, and I know it's done that to a lot of my girlfriends. So finding the right diet that can still fill those, feeling like something crunchy and all that kind of thing. And it's been great with a dietitian to help me with that. It's typical your eggs and your fish and your nuts and your meat and protein yogurts. And there's so many good things around now.
Has it been hard? Has it been a radical change? Because I think when people hear about changing diets, it can get very overwhelming. You go, but I still want to eat chocolate while I'm watching Gilmore Girls. The terrible example because the Gilmore Girls hasn't been on air for years. But you know what I mean? And to shift, especially working these hours, to shift from your old diet to now being on a more, it's not strict, but a more, I suppose, real food diet. Has that been Easy or hard?
Normally I would say yes, but I've had this shift in my brain. And I think when you want to lose weight, your brain has to say so first. Someone can't say, oh, this is what you have to do. You're like, I know what I have to do, but I don't feel like it, which menopause does to you. So no, because I'm feeling so well, and that's inspiring me to want to continue. And the dietitian gave me other options for chocolate, like those smush balls. You know, little protein.
Yeah, coconut and carrot balls. And,
or dates or, you know, a piece of...
Medjool dates are good for those.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I'm finding those replacements. But I think one of the biggest things for me is realising the damage that 2 glasses of wine a night can do after speaking with a doctor. And, you know, it's not great for you long term. It can cause cancer. There's all those kinds of talk around drinking every night. And I'm that generation where we love wine. You know, we love really good wine, and I've almost cut out. And getting up so early, it's difficult. You know, to obviously if you've had a couple of glasses of wine the night before, it's not as easy to get up the next morning. So I've all but cut out alcohol.
Okay, was that hard? Did you find that harder than the diet?
Do you know what? I haven't, and I thought I would, but I'm in the zone in my head, and I'm feeling so well, and I'll have a few glasses of wine tonight because I'm hosting the Dancing with the Stars, the Central Coast Stars. And I'll have on the weekend, you know, if Rod and I are watching a movie and he's having a glass of red, I might have a sip of his red, or I might have a really, really, really weak gin and tonic just because that's what Rod and I do. So that's more hard to let go, but I'm cool with it. That's not bothering me. Rod is that happy because he's got a designated driver.
Saving so much coin on Ubers.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. And I feel great. And feeling great trumps a hangover on a Sunday morning as well. So, look, basically I've tweaked everything, and it is exercise and do some weights and all those kinds of things and watch your diet. But I didn't realise. I know people have said, oh, you know, you got to change your diet and stuff, and that will help with menopause. I'm the living proof that it really does. So what I'm hoping is by me sharing this, I can help you figure out how to handle your menopause journey if you're listening a little easier, and at least keep the conversation going. If you're feeling like one of these little guys, don't forget, if you're itchy, bitchy, sweaty, sleepy, bloated, forgetful, or my favourite, psycho, maybe see your doctor, because we don't have to live like this. We don't have to be cranky and tired all the time. You're not alone. Talk to your girlfriends, and I will keep letting you know every little thing I learn on my journey.
Gina and Maddie.
Tash from Coasties Mag. I am pretending to be happy and all up and about for you, but the first thing you said when you walked into the studio this morning was, yeah, I voted for you in Brekkie Bangers this morning, Gina. So we'll just let that slide so we can find out.
2 weeks in a row I'm in the bad books, Maddie.
Yeah, I know. And we still haven't had those Schmokesies pies yet. I've noted that.
Don't worry, I have not forgotten. I had to wait because you had a pie recently. Had you? Oh, God, I don't forget those things, Gina.
Oh, that's good news.
Don't you worry. Yeah, I'll bring you a pie. You can't do it today. You've got to get dressed up tonight.
That's right. There ain't no pie going in this belly today.
I did see a great video that Schmokesies did of how to get to the store behind the Metro petrol stations, so you don't have to queue up in the petrol station queue to get in there. You go up behind Kick and Chicken and go up that way and around the back way to get there without having to queue up for it. But anyway.
Smart. There we go. I'll make sure I do that when I pick up the pies.
Thank you very much. What are we doing? What are we doing this weekend?
Well, you guys have got a very fun night tonight. Stars of the Central Coast in support of the Cancer Council. Gina's telling me 12 years in the making.
Yeah, so it's been going a little bit
you've
longer.
been doing, for 12 years yourself?
I've been there, yeah. So I started out hosting the downstairs. When the dancers have finished their dance, they come down and I'm having champagne and I talk to them, how do you feel? It's all done. But tonight I'm on the main stage hosting the event. You know, I was just talking off air about all my glamorous. I've got to go through my sparkle part of my wardrobe and decide on a couple of. I think one outfit's not enough. Maddie, don't
Absolutely
you think
not.
one's
Not for a
nowhere
night like
near
this.
enough?
Oh, God, no, go full Kylie Minogue. Do like 8 costume changes in one show, G.
I might do something like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun tonight. It's a wonderful cause for Cancer Council Central Coast.
Yeah, and so brave of all the people dancing. I just love that.
Absolutely.
Local celebrities.
And it's sold out, but it's a wonderful, wonderful night. Next year, make sure you grab your tickets early.
And good luck to all the dancers tonight.
Yay!
Also tonight, if you haven't got tickets to that, Grounded in Abstraction. It's an art exhibition at Thea Studios in Woy Woy. It's a debut solo exhibition by Emma O'Connell. That's from 6 till 8 tonight. So if you want to get down to the peninsula.
Sounds interesting.
Nice thing to do. I don't actually have anything for Saturday, so sorry.
Maybe just have an easy day on
Have
Saturday.
an easy day. You know what? Kids sport. That's what I'll be doing. So if you want to watch a kids soccer game, I've got an under 8s and an under 10s. Come along.
Also, I did notice on your Insta, Coasties Mag, that you've got your top 5 favourite walks and bushwalks to do here on the Central Coast. So maybe that is something people could get around. Maybe it's one they haven't done before, like the Maitland Bay or the Strickland State Forest Loop. Maybe one of those is on the cards for Saturday,
That's
Tash.
a great article. Really good walks in there and perfect for winter. We love a winter bushwalk. So, yes, jump on that article. Sunday, we've got the Bay to Bay Running Festival. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
They've got almost 5,000 entrants this year, so that's pretty major. They do the 2K, the 5K, the 12K, or I think it's a 4, but I stopped reading at that point because I was like, I can't even read that, let alone run it. But road closures will be in place across Woy Woy, Gosford, different areas, so just keep an eye on that.
And quick shout out to Mickey, who works in our fun and games department here at Star 104.5, running her first ever half marathon this weekend in the Bay to Bay. Good luck, Mickey. You're going to smash it, mate.
That's
Well
awesome.
done, Mick. Go, Mickey. You're so fine.
Yes. Go, Mickey. Fun and games department. We need to come back to that. I don't know about this department.
You'd like to work there.
Yeah, I'm going to get a job there.
There's a few jobs going, mate. You're more than welcome.
So I hear. And then also on Sunday from 10 till 3 at Memorial Park at the entrance, the Central Coast Chilli Festival. Free family fun, chili eating competitions.
Chili hot, not chili cold.
Chili hot. Yeah. The hot chili, hot chili kind. But there'll be spicy market stalls, all the spicy bits and pieces, gourmet food trucks, family fun, friendly entertainment. All the bits.
Sounds
You
fun.
like a bit of spice, Tash?
I do
You-
like
how
a bit
are
of
you?
spice. That's what I said. I'm going to
go
get you
right?
the jalapeno schmoxies pie.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the best. The brisket, yeah, it's the best
I
one.
don't like the. I don't.
I know,
like
I'm not
the
going to get you that
spicy.
one, don't worry.
Yeah.
I've got my order, don't you worry. I know exactly what I'm getting.
Is that it for us?
Yeah, pretty naughty though, over time. I feel very naughty today.
Oh, it's all right. It's us every day, mate. You won't have to have the meeting. We will. So that's fine, Tash. You leave before Shane starts cracking the whip and says, let's go into the boardroom. We need to have a discussion.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Gina and Maddie.
I'm one of the biggest skeptics when it comes to haunted stories and that kind of thing. What have you got for us?
A true story for you, Maddie, on
Okay,
Friday
all right.
the 13th.
Right, Sure.
Perfectly timed. They are besties, Kylie and Doug, very, very close friends of ours. Hello, they're probably both listening right now.
G'day, Kyles. G'day, Doug.
They went on a weekend last weekend and they stayed at the Hydro Majestic at Meadowlow Bath near Katoomba in the Blue Mountains.
Fun, sir.
Well, they stayed in the new section, which was, fixed up in about 1960. The old section was 1930. So she said, wasn't as bougie. I just sent you a photo. I sent you a photo.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bougie as she was expecting.
I stayed there not long ago, actually, thinking, well, I'm paying a little bit of coin here. This is going to be really... And I was like, oh, it's kind of like Nan's house.
Yes, that's right. So they'd had friends who went there not so long ago and they said, and they are like more skeptic than you. Colin's his name. Way more skeptical than you. He and his wife both saw a wine glass move before their eyes. Now, Colin would never...
How many wines had been in that wine glass before they saw it move?
He would never say that. Some weird stuff. So Kylie and Doug were out to dinner and they asked the wait staff, is this place haunted? Suspiciously, the waiter goes, oh, no, I don't think so. Hiding something, definitely. But then another staff member looked to the left, looked to the right.
What,
Said-
from behind a painting with eyes cut out?
I made it because she put such good music underneath. He said, yes, actually, we think it is haunted. Did you know that Prime Minister Sir Edmund Barton died here in 1920? Serious? For real.
Our first
For
ever Prime
real.
Minister.
Yep, Kylie looked it up. She went back and she Googled it, and that is true. But no, it's not him who's haunting it.
No.
It's a 22-year-old typist who used to work there, a lady, a young girl, apparently haunts it. So they were so intrigued with this that they'd finally got the truth out of a staff member. They went for a walk around at night and they said there was hardly anyone else there. It was quite empty for such a big hotel. Even the restaurant wasn't that packed. It's the typist, thank you. They could hear typing, no they couldn't. But they poked around and they did their own haunted house tour and they took photos. Honest to God, they took photos. There was a cordoned off area with a red rope. And Doug says to Kylie, should we go down there? And Kylie goes, nah, not going that far. But they took photos. Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. They went back to the room after they had taken a photo, apparently, of where the 22-year-old typist had been murdered. Yeah. They took a photo of that room, unbeknownst to them. They get back to their motel room. Their suitcase had fallen on the floor. It was up on one of those old-fashioned, where you put your suitcase on the wooden thing.
Yeah.
It had fallen on the floor. They didn't do that. Then...
And someone drank all of the booze from the minibar. They didn't do that.
No, they couldn't get in their room before. That was one other piece. The key that opened for them 1 hour before wouldn't let them in. So they went down to the guy down at the front desk. He came up, gave them a new key. They got in. The suitcase is on the ground, which it wasn't. And here's the other thing. Okay. They go to sleep, nervously. Kylie nervous, Doug brave. Yeah. She doesn't want to get up and do a wee or anything. Yeah. And then she can hear she thought it was like wind, but she said it sounded like a trolley of drinks being pushed along the hallway.
Yeah.
This is true as God.
But it is a hotel, so someone could have got room service.
Well, she wasn't game enough to stick her head up, but she said into the hallway because God no. But she said it kind of sounded like wind. It's like she could hear windy. Dougie looked out the windows, and it was a perfectly calm night. No wind. No wind. No, this is true. I didn't make up any of that.
I believe that's what they told you.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're our besties. They wouldn't make this up for fun. It's a true story. I said, why the heck did you even stay there? I wouldn't stay there in the first place. Kylie thinks they could make some money if they turned it into a haunted tour castle and that's what you went there for. They didn't go there for that. So what I want to know, Central Coast friends.
Oh, here we go.
Have any of you ever stayed anywhere and you got proof that it's haunted?
Let's kick things off with Bronwyn in Budgewoi. Bronwyn, say hi to Gina because you two are like sisters in this belief together.
Hey, Bronwyn.
Hi, Gina. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well. I'm busting to hear your story. Tell us.
We have spirits in our house. Hubby and I, when we used to go to bed, and in our lounge room, this big bright light used to turn on, and it used to wake me up and scare the daylight out of me. But I wouldn't wake my husband up because he'd probably go, "Oh, look, you imagine it, you're crazy."
Yeah.
And a couple of days later, it kept going, and my husband mentioned something. He said, "Did you see that light come up?" And I went, "Oh my God, yes." I said, "I didn't want to say anything because I thought you were crazy." And he said, "Me too." So it kept going on, and we were too scared to go to sleep. We really were. And so we got a paranormal investigator to come in.
What?
That sounds legit.
Yep. And she said that our house is like a portal from heaven. She said they're good spirits. She said it's like a fluorescent light that moths get attracted to. And she said, while I'm standing here at the moment, she said, there's about 50 spirits here, but they're all good. She said, including our son that passed away. And we didn't tell her that. Whatsoever about we had a son pass away. And so she done this ritual, and she had the white sage stick. And she said if it goes out or burns really quickly, they're bad spirits. And it didn't. She went into every room and she just said, now, these are nice people. They work hard. Don't keep them awake. And every night we have to say, please, no lights. We've got to get up early in the morning.
And you still live there?
Yeah, we still live there. Yeah, we say it every night.
Oh,
every night.
I love that story. That's awesome. Thank you, Bronwyn. We're going to run over to Catherine Hill Bay now to Kerry. Hey, Kerry.
Hey.
Hello. Tell us your haunted story. It's Friday the 13th and we need one.
Well, I didn't ever really believe in that sort of stuff. My sister and I went to the quarantine station at Manly Head. So we decided that we'd stay the night and we did the ghost tour and went through all of, where the people were showered and like all the history of the quarantine station, all the poor people that passed away there.
Did you go into the morgue as well, Kerry, the morgue that they have there?
Yeah. So we did the whole tour. Anyway, so the place that we stayed was converted from the old hospital quarters. Mm-hmm. So we've gone out for dinner and we've come back and we're chatting away and we're getting to bed and turn the light off and we're still chatting away. And anyway, my sister says, I'm really tired. I'm going to go to sleep now. I'm like, okay. So I'm like laying in bed and I'm sort of dozing in and out of sleep, before you like fall into proper sleep. And I felt pressure on the bed beside me, and I felt someone or something like sort of not spooning me, but laying really close to me. And I thought it was my sister. And I thought, well, maybe she's scared. But I've opened my eyes and I can see her in the other bed across the way. And I'm just laying there thinking, oh, my God, what is this? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm saying, please go away, please go away, please leave me alone. And anyway, I didn't get any sleep that night.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Oh, my God. I would have frozen. I wouldn't even be able to. You can't get out of the bed and go for a wee under those circumstances. No way.
No. I don't think your bodily functions would be working. Everything would just shut down. You go into survival mode.
Kerry.
Oh, we're running real late, but let's do one more. Bronwyn in Morisset. Bronwyn?
Hi.
Okay. Now, I'm slowly turning the corner to start believing this. Now, you better bring this home. This better not be, one that just sounds too ridiculous to be true, Bronwyn.
My mum and I were on holidays in Tasmania.
Okay, that's scary.
We'd had some spare time in Hobart, so we decided to get some photos done, and we looked up those 1 hour Photoshop things.
Yeah.
And this was before Google.
Yeah.
So there was two. One was closer to us, so we started heading towards that one. But then 100 metres or so down the road, I said, Mum, can we please not go to this one? Can we go to the other one? And she said, yeah, it's fine. So we went to the other one. And it was on the last day that we were flying out of Devonport. I stopped in and got a book from the newsagent, and it was called The True Stories of Tasmania, those stories. The very first story, was the Kodak house, and it had a poltergeist named Beryl. And that was the one that I didn't want to go to.
And that was haunted. So when you were getting your photos developed, you didn't want to go to that place because you could feel it was haunted?
Yes.
And was that when you did get your photos developed, this is where I thought this was heading, was there a ghost in any of the photos?
No.
Sometimes you just know. You just get tingles, Matt.
Gina and Maddie.
On Star 104.5.